What's up, friends? Welcome back to Plant Space. I'm your host, Ramon Garcia, and today we're talking about gratitude. I thought I was a really grateful person until I started watching a lot of videos and reading and listening to podcasts on gratitude, and it made me realize I am a really ungrateful person, and I basically hate everything about life, and that's not okay. I am not a grateful person, y'all. I'm just not. I've seen and I've experienced what true gratitude is, and I just am not. And I have a feeling that you're probably not. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about why we should slow down and appreciate the things that we have in life and just all around be more grateful people. We all participate in a capitalistic society, so people are constantly trying to sell things to us. With that being said, it innately implants this seed that we always can do better. We can do better in our life. We can do better at our job. We can do better in our surrounding, in our apartment, in our car, in our homes, in our dogs, in our partners, in everything. You can do better. You can get a better phone, a better computer, better shoes, better clothes, better jewelry, better Stanley, everything. You don't think that has an effect? You don't think we, by effect, start to be less grateful? Bad Bunny recently dropped a little documentary that honestly kind of opened up my. It's not a documentary, but it's an artistic film. And it kind of revolves around this man. I didn't watch the entire thing, but it revolves around this man, and a lot of the things that they were doing, I was just like, damn, I like that's not just the whole album in general. It talks about being like with family. It talks about all of these like cultural things, about all these different enjoyments, and I just don't enjoy these things. Like I do my morning routine, but do I really sit in it and enjoy it and hold space to be grateful for it? No, I don't. I really don't. Most of us have a job and most of us complain about that job, but most of us are probably in a job that is pretty good. If you're not, you should do something about that. But if you're in a job that's pretty good and you complain about it, you've been in worse jobs or you've seen other people that have had worse jobs. Like that isn't being grateful. There's just so much ungratefulness in this world. And I want to invite you to make that a change in yourself. Make an effort on working on being a little more grateful in all aspects. Maybe you're a really caring, kind person, and you're like, well, I'm grateful. Like, I'm grateful to everyone that helps me, whatever, whatever, whatever. How can you find more gratitude in your daily step to step? Maybe you have a pet that you can just appreciate a little bit more. Maybe you don't drink enough water and you should be grateful that you have access to this resource that millions of people on this planet don't have access to. That's the kind of gratitude that I've been more like impacted by recently. Just thinking about the other day, I was sitting in the shower and I was just showering, and I thought to myself, I was like, damn, I am 26. I've been on this planet for a really long time. It is insane to me that I've never had to struggle taking a shower. I mean, that's not true. I've been in some situations, but even those situations were temporary. Like I fully have had to shower in Mexico with like a barrel of water and like a cup. I've also had like situations where there's like power outages or like the water's not running and I have to figure it out how to shower in those situations. So I've had to shower at beaches before, and like it's yeah, I've made do with what I've had to make do, but I always knew that ultimately I'm going to go to a shower. Like it's never been that deep. It's crazy to me that even that is something that we can take for granted. Doing our skincare, having a car, having access to food, healthcare, being it's literally the list goes on and on and on and on. And I know that times are tough. I know that it's really easy for us to dwell on the bad stuff. It's really easy for us to hyper focus on all of the negative things going on, especially now with all of these executive orders going into effect and this getting revoked and that getting revoked and this funding slashed and this person's rights cut. It can get really like overwhelming, and it does feel like you need a distraction or or you need a vent, or just it can the result tends to lean more towards a negative side versus than a positive side. And this is our life for the next 4 years, potentially even more, how things are going. You have to find gratitude in these things. Okay, they revoke these things, but I'm alive. I can continue to try. I can continue to have a voice. I can continue to whatever. Hopefully, I don't regret this in a few months whenever they take away our voice. But for now, it's really dark. It's a really depressing life. And I found myself in a really, really negative, dark hole when I was focused on all of the bad things and I wasn't really practicing gratitude. Now I have an entry on my bullet journal where it literally every single day I have to write down what I was grateful for. What were you grateful for today? Write it down. That is such an amazing exercise that I would even invite you to do. It just practices gratitude. It opens up your eyes to the good. It forces you to feel the good. There's a lot of bad, and if you're just feeling all this bad all the time, is that really good for you and your internal spirit? No, it's not. It's gonna taint you. It's gonna drag you down, and it's just not good for your overall mental health. So practice gratitude. It's also done wonders for my relationships. Whenever I was dating and was in different relationships, gratitude was always something that really made a difference. Whenever I found myself in turmoil with a partner or a friend, I would find myself seeking to be more grateful because I often found that if I could find gratitude, I could arrive to a level head quicker and I can then handle the situation more responsibly. If I don't do that, then I don't really care what the effect is. If I don't hold gratitude, then what do I care if I hurt your feelings? Or what do I care if, like, obviously empathy and all these other things come into effect, but sometimes when people hurt your feelings and they deserve that their feelings be hurt back, gratitude is what stops me from doing that. Because let's say this person disrespected me and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna disrespect them back. I have to stop and remind myself, one, I'm in a position of power because I'm in charge on my job. Okay, that makes me grateful. That means that I get to make more money. I just like oftentimes the things that I've experienced and the path that I'm on, I am aware is different than the person that is being disrespectful. Their path might not be as privileged, or they might not at that time be on a path that is headed towards a positive direction. They could be in a bumpy road at the time. They could be in any kind of chapter in their journey. Gratefully, I'm not there. I'm in a different chapter. So why would I disrespect this person and add more filth to the life that they're currently experiencing when you really don't even give a fuck? Like the 5 minute, 5 year rule, if it's not going to matter in 5 minutes, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't give it more than 5 minutes. And that rings true when you're having an argument. If this is irrelevant in 5 years, why am I going to stand here and have this big back to back? No, absolutely not. Gratitude, because empathy, I guess, just wasn't enough fuel for me. Gratitude really helped me come to my senses and not be rude in situations that I felt like were just. It helped me with my relationships with my parents. I've always been grateful for them. They're amazing parents, but when you again focus on any of the bad stuff, it's really easy to be like, maybe I'll call them tomorrow or whatever. But your parents, your siblings, especially, are not your partners. Everyone has a different relationship. I have a rather healthy relationship with all of my family, so I try to maintain communication. I try not to go too long without talking to them. But yeah, this was a rather quick episode. There really isn't much to talk about in the sense of gratitude other than you should be more grateful. There is a lot of evil, there's a lot of hatred, there's a lot of negativity. People are constantly bitching and complaining. This person did this person did that, it's that person's fault, it's this person. Nah, wah, wah, wah. Everyone's just crying, crying, crying all the time. If you stop and just feel the gratitude, you will find more of a peace. You will find more of an enjoyment. It makes traveling through this life a little more pleasant. It just calms you down a little bit. Gratitude has been something that has significantly changed my life, and making it more of a habit is something that I'm going to continue to do. So, that's it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you take something. As always, if you want me to talk about anything, if you have anything to talk about, leave a comment down below. Message me on any platform. Follow me at the Ramon Garcia on all socials. And that's it. I look forward to next week's episode or next few days. I look forward to the next episode. I will see you guys next time. Bye.